Hey everyone, Hans here, as per usual. Hope everyone's doing well. Have a bit of joy with what little is permitted these days during the Yule season. Today I wanted to talk a bit about life and death, one of the classics, and where I want to specifically go with it at the end of the year, when it's a good time to leave baggage from the past behind and plan ahead for the future, is the idea that many young guys I've talked with over the past year who are living with the idea that great tragedy is going to befall all of us in the next year. And whether that is the case or not, I'm not going to go in about that. But the way how these young men are handling it is by saying, well, if it will be forced on us, I will go out. Uh, I will go out dying for for the right reasons. Some will do so, others will falter, and I know them better than they know themselves mostly. But again, that's also not exactly what I want to go on about today. Specifically, more so is this holding on to this idea that in the face of tragedy that cannot be avoided, the the only thing that's left to do is make a last heroic stand. Noble, right? But I ask all of you, while in and of itself it's a perfectly noble thing, I suppose. What is easiest? Dying for a good cause or living for a good cause? Which is the easiest? Which is the toughest? And I like to think that a lot of those young men are contemplating this mindset because their heads are filled with romantic notions that do not necessarily aren't necessarily congruent with reality. And then there are others who just want to end it all. They won't hurt themselves, they won't do it by their own hand, so they'll choose to let another do it in their stead. And I find that terrible. I really do. I hope most of you, if not all of you, agree with that. I want those young guys, whatever the next year is going to bring, I want them to leave that sort of mindset behind in the last few weeks of this year. Or the last week, I suppose, that's left. If they can still manage it. And to consider healthier thoughts. If you have nothing but defeat in your mind, guess what's going to happen? No, you need to plan to live. You need to plan to continue going. That's the healthy way. That's embracing life, the life that was given to you, whether you asked for it or not. I think that is something that should be respected also. Maybe an example. Let's say I'm one of these guys, and I say a great tragedy is going to befall my family unless I throw my life on the line, and I don't know, a tiger is going to come at my family, and I jump in front of the tiger, and I struggle for a moment. The tiger then slays me or something, but I slay the tiger too, and yeah, heroic death. Well done, Hans. But then what? I mean, I support my family in many ways. That support is gonna vanish with my death. Wouldn't you say so? Even if hundreds, thousands of people remember me forever and ever. Whereas, if I know a tiger is going to come at some point, maybe I can come up with alternatives than rather be throwing myself right at it, right? I can ask people to help me. I can not, I can say, hey guys, let's not be there when that tiger shows up. I can come up with I can create an epic shield, you know, with a, with a, +6 melee defensive value. That's an insider for some guys. Whatever it's going to be. But then I'll survive. Maybe the tiger survives too, that stays in the middle. But then I can continue with supporting my family in what ways I can. And it's for all of these young men. I think it should be the same. Aren't you supporting your family? And if, let's say, you have a horrible family situation, which is quite common these days, right? Well, certainly there are other people that you can reach out to and say, hey, can I do something? I'm good at art. I'm good at solving problems. I am good at I have great observational skills. I'm a hunter, I'm a butcher, whatever it's going to be. I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer. Catch my drift? There's a lot that some of these young men will be able to do if they actually embrace their potential rather than embrace the notion of a heroic death, which is very short term. You might say, well, our ancestors, they fought and died with a sword in their hand, and it was all epic and brave and amazing, and yeah, I'm not going to say that's necessarily wrong, but the people that were left behind in that instance, I'm sure that wasn't intentional, right? So heroic death, sure, provided it's not a pointless heroic death. And instead consider life a bit more. Consider building a family if you don't have one of your own. I know, it's tough. I'm certain it must be. But there are people now who are calling out and who are saying, come at least listen to us and see if you like it or not. Yes, these people will have standards. There will be things that they will not allow in their circles. But perhaps other groups will. You just have to choose what your preference is. Makes sense. So yeah, I would say choose life. It's gonna be a bit tougher, but you're gonna get far more done. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's my Yule gift. Maybe it's not a gift that people want to have, but I still think it's a necessary one. Hmm. So yeah, prepare yourself for the next year. Prepare to do something right. Prepare to do many things right. Create your own initiatives. Or join the initiatives of others. And have a heroic life. And also perhaps stop watching movies who feed you nothing but thoughts about heroic death. Until it becomes an obsession or becomes like a sole focus of what you should strive for in life. Because there is a, how shall one put it? Let's see, how shall I word it? There are hyenas in human shape out there who will send other hyenas on the prowl and hunt for singular individuals. And the hyenas who lead from behind, who are responsible for the hunt on others, well, they may just hope that there's going to be someone heroic to stop these hyenas that allow themselves to be sicked upon, or allow themselves to be sicked upon others, with the sole intention that even no matter how many of these hyenas are taken down by the hero, so long as the hero in the end has his heroic death, the hyena in the back can giggle and snicker. So, yeah, be a bit smart about that too, will you? Because the hyena in the back, he's gonna be doing the next day what he was doing that day before, the day that the hero would have fallen. And then where is the hero? Unable to do anything more heroic. Because he had an heroic death. So again, heroic life. An heroic life can still end with a heroic death if you really want to. There's also merit in an heroic life and a noble death. Noble death meaning that you leave behind an incredible legacy that will be talked about for generations upon generations yet. Who knows? Maybe it will be you. CG would say it. It's a hero's age right now, right? So it's gonna be tough, but may consider about being that hero. And with that said, I'm gonna sign off. You all have a good Yule and bye bye.